as usual, when I come to open mics, it's like 85% dick owners, so you're gonna love this. Here's something crazy. Like, I'm at 43. I had never ever heard the word menopause, or perimenopause, perimenopause. Had never heard of it, didn't know it was a thing. Just rolled blissfully into my 40s thinking I've got 10 to 15 solid years before I hit menopause, and that's like waking up one day and never having your period again, right? That's how that works. And I'm wondering, who's to blame for this obvious miseducation? It could be the public school system failing me again, like they did when they didn't teach me taxes, but put a lot of heavy stress on learning shapes like the rhombus. Could be my mom, who the period talk was like throwing me a box of pads and that was puberty. Could have been the fact that she left a lot of parts out, like how during pregnancy you could wake up and just have baloney-sized nipples. Or, you can't really get through post-childbirth without freezing a newborn diaper and inserting it into an even larger diaper. But whoever's fault it is, I'll tell you who's paying for it now, my husband. And that makes sense actually, because his very existence really makes me want to stab him with a rusty fork. So, but I did some research about perimenopause, because I'm like, all this shit's happening to me, and in America as a woman, you go to the doctor with all your symptoms, and they inevitably give you blood work, and they congratulate you for being perfectly healthy, right? And so I was like, fuck that, I'm not doing that. So I figured it out on my own, and basically perimenopause is puberty backwards. It's reverse puberty. So here's some things to be aware of. Body changes, right? So you hit puberty and you start growing breasts and hips and you look fabulous. You're becoming a woman, right? Perimenopause, you start growing a mustache and body odor and your hair starts falling out in clumps. And so basically you're becoming a man. Our body image, like how we see ourselves, changes. Like, you're 14, you think you're fat, and now we pay $1 million when we look at those pictures to look like that again. Now I am so bloated and have such a heavy flow that I'm just walking around feeling like, broad back Becky, like just looking for a place to hide, And gentlemen, cover your ears if you have sensitive stomachs, but when I say heavy flow, I mean like, do you remember the scene on Titanic when like Jack and Rose are running around, like they realize the ship's sinking, they're frantically looking for a stairwell to escape, and just thousands of gallons of water are coming down on them, and it's like that to stand up, is what I'm saying. So I don't know how I can think I look good when I feel like that. Sleep changes, like teenagers need a lot of sleep, we all know this, but they have nowhere to be, so they can sleep till noon, cool. Now sleep's elusive. Like the brand of tired that perimenopause is, like I can take a weed gummy, a couple of melatonins, and an Ambien, and I'm still waking up at 3 a.m. promptly to remind myself of all the dumb shit I've done in my life, right? So what I'm saying is sleep it doesn't happen, right? Sex drives change, when you're in puberty, you hit that, and you just want to fucking make out with everything, right? Like, you're like a hormonal Dr. Seuss book, like, will I kiss him on a train? Will I fuck him or refrain? But, it's different now. I hate to break it to you, it is not the same. Perimenopause hits, and there is no gray area with your libido. You either are totally disgusted by sex and your partner and your saggy boobs and vaginal dryness, it's a whole beautiful thing. Or you bust out of work on a Friday with like your cleavage out and you're just ready to fuck anything that's like 25 with a MILF kink. So there is no great, you don't get to choose, right? Mood swings, those are awesome. So when you're 14, you might like get a little rebellious and turn your back and call your mom a bitch, but not loud enough to get in trouble. Well, now we're old enough that we give no shits, right? So even Becky at the church picnic, like she's gonna say some crazy shit, And we've just embraced the rage at this point, and no one is safe. We don't know when it's gonna happen any more than you do. You can't predict it, right? And I'm somebody, one of those rare females that was actually born giving no fucks. So I've just embraced the fact that I am gonna catch a charge by age 50. Like, it's just, I'm ready, So I wanted to give you guys a little list of 10 things that have made me blind with rage in the last 24 hours, okay, so you can be ready. Maybe less than that, actually. Loud chewers, fuck you. heavy breathers, mouth breathers, basically any noise that was unsolicited. People, specifically my own husband and kids. Pants with buttons, that sucks. I don't know why we did that. Yeah, shitty drivers, fucking idiots in general, right? So there's a lot of things that can make you want to stab someone, and I just want to stress the fact that it is probably you. Separate, actually, from the rage, a totally different category, is uncontrollable hysterical crying, and we don't know why, okay? So I lived my whole life not crying. It served me no purpose in childhood, stonewall, right? Now, I could not stop myself from crying if there was a gun to my head. And actually, when I think about it, if there was a gun to my head, the guy would probably get tired by me asking all the questions about, like, what did I do wrong? Or, like, how did I contribute my behavior to contribute to this hostile situation that I am now in? And I think he'd just give me the gun and be like, just do it, okay? So that's rough. And I think in that moment, it's like your tear ducts get physically wired to your ovaries, and there's just no controlling it. Like, do not pass go, do not collect $200, you're gonna cry, right? And lastly, and I could not make this shit up, you guys, I wrote this whole set knowing, 100% certain, I was forgetting something, and I could not put my finger on what it was. Brain fog, right? You know. Yeah. I know. And so when I say this, I can't count the number of times that I have said something to my husband, and within 18 seconds, I'm like, did I say that out loud? Like, I have to ask him, right? The other day, I spent 37 minutes looking for my phone while I was on FaceTime with my best friend, who's the same age as me, and in that 37 minutes, neither of us did it occur that we were on the missing device. Well, that's true. So I think in all of this, I'm proposing we create something. It's a luxury space. We're gonna tell no one it's a secret hidden location, because I do not want my kids to like see me across the room, you know, in this luxury, relaxing area, and they go past their perfectly capable father to ask me what they need. So secret hidden location, no one knows. Actually, you know, we can just put it in my front yard. My husband would never find it without asking me anyway, so. But this is gonna be a place where they clean for us, they decide dinner for us, and they make it. And we're gonna have sweatpants, that's the only standard uniform, right? We're gonna have activities available, but you don't have to go. And they're gonna be fun, like 90s themed dance parties, but with like reasonable volume, and everyone leaves by 8, you know? We're gonna have assigned an aide to us, and their only job is to find the things we are missing or you know, misplaced, and they're gonna compliment us the whole time that they're looking for it, because, you know, we're sensitive. And we're gonna each have temperature-controlled rooms where we can sleep as much as we want. But the temperature, the thermostat can drop to 50, and we have a plethora of fans to choose from, so that our sleeping is comfortable when we get those inevitable hot flashes where our neck sweats an uncontrollable amount. And we're gonna get issued a name badge that's color-coded, so you'll know if you walk up to me and that name badge is red, you better back the fuck up. Like, this is for your own safety, okay? And if I'm out there laying by the pool and my name badge is red, I don't give a fuck who you are, Barbara. If you want to comment on how I'm being out there looking, then I will fucking cut you, okay? Because nobody's safe. So, hope you guys have